This is KUGAN, CASSIUS, Froch from London. We're in Manchester here at the Radisson Blu for the press conference between Froch and George Grosz. With me, I've got Froch. How are you, Carl?
Not bad, thank you.
I know you're in a bit of a hurry, so we'll try and get cracking with this. The exchange at the end, what was you saying to him? I heard the bit about you saying he was going to knock him out, but the early exchange, what was said?
I can't remember. I was just telling him he's not showing me enough respect for what I've done in the sport, and I think he needs to grow up a little bit. And he's not doing himself any favours, and he's not doing the sport any favours by showing somebody who's proven at world level time and time again, 4 times champion of the world, current holder of 2 belts, the WBA and the IBF title. You'd think when he talks about me, he'd show a little bit more respect than what he's showing. But it's up to him. If he wants to be arrogant and disrespectful, that's totally his choice. But he doesn't need to do that. So that's why I don't like him.
Would you say you hated him, or would you say it was just a general dislike?
Hate's a strong word, and hate means that I'm emotionally involved and means I'm bothered by him. I'm not bothered at all. I just told him what I thought he was doing and what I think he is. I don't like him. I dislike the guy, but I don't think about him when I go home at all. I just sit with my kids and feed them and get on with my life. When I'm training for a fight, I could be fighting anybody. Horrible, arrogant, bad breath George Grosz, or somebody who's a nice gentleman like Mikkel Kessler. I still train the same. I still go in the ring and do the business, do what I need to do to win.
Are you still a bit thingy about him sparring with Kessler? Is that out the window now? Did you forget about that?
That was, they made a song and dance about him sparring Mikkel Kessler. I wasn't bothered. I was quite happy that he was sparring Kessler, because I know what it's like to spar George Grosz. I know what it's like to fight Mikkel Kessler. So knowing both their styles and both the way they fight, for me, I didn't mind. I thought to myself, well, it's not going to help either of them out at all. And the feedback I've had off Mikkel Kessler since their spar, not that I need to fill him with confidence, but if I wasn't confident about the fight beforehand, I certainly am now.
When I just spoke to George Grosz there, he said that he hopes that this does get involved. You do get involved in a scrap early on. Is that the way you want to see this fight?
He's lying. He don't want to get involved in a scrap with me. You watch him fight, he's going to do what he did against James DeGale. And the fight against James DeGale, he actually lost. I watched it back for the first time a couple of months ago. I listened to it on the radio, and I was genuinely happy that George Grosz won that fight, because George Grosz was, James DeGale was irritating me along with a lot of other people, probably the judges as well. He irritated, and that's why I lost the fight. But I watched the fight back, and I thought James DeGale won. And I'm not just saying that. I thought James DeGale won the fight. I scored it two rounds in his favour. And James DeGale's not very good as a professional boxer. He's done great as an amateur, but he's not a very good pro, because he's not tough enough. He don't punch hard enough, and he doesn't work hard enough when he fights. So again, another reason that I know this is going to be just a one-sided whooping by me. Again, another win. But I'm going to do what I need to do, fitness-wise. I'm super fit anyway. I could fight next week, and that's not being stupid or brash or big-headed. I am super fit. I'm in great shape. My runs, my cycling, everything what I do physically, I'm still doing. I can still do when I was a 25-year-old. I can still do it now. In fact, I do it better now. I'm stronger now. You develop man strength as you get a bit older. And I was a very late developer, so I'm a very young 36. And you've seen it. Experience counts for a lot. Experience at top level. You see it with Floyd Mayweather and Alvarez at the weekend. He's a young pretender coming through. Great fight. I mean, George Grosz is no Alvarez, but I'm no Floyd Mayweather. But you've seen what happens when somebody steps up to that elite level, that level of experience that Mayweather brings to the ring, fighting the top level fighters and demolishing them in that style. You've seen what happens when they step up a level and it goes wrong for him. And that's what's going to happen with George Grosz. He's stepping up to the master, and the master's going to just show him that he's still at student level and he's got a lot to learn. But this fight could ruin him. It could finish his career. It's come too soon. It's too early. He's too inexperienced. And you'll watch this and think, yeah.
Do you see this fight as a win or retire fight for you?
Not really, no. I mean, I'm going to win the fight, so I'm not even looking at, what if, then what am I going to do? I'm at the stage now where I don't need to take this fight for any financial gain. I don't need to take this fight to try and secure my legacy or anything. I'm still fighting because I'm a very young 36-year-old, and there's still things I want to do in the sport. I'm enjoying being at the top of the game. I've only just sort of arrived at the top level where I'm on Sky Box Office and I'm selling out arenas in a day or in 11 minutes. I don't know where to get these stats from, but apparently it's sold out in 11 minutes. So because I've arrived at this level now, I'm not quite mentally ready to turn my back on it. And while I've still got the desire and while I can still do all the physical training, I will still continue to fight. and I can still do the physical training. I find the training quite easy. I enjoy it. I enjoy sparring with Tony Bellew and Callum Smith, and landing shots and taking the odd shot and working on my skills. I love it. I love going in the gym, and I enjoy Rob's company, and I just love everything about the sport. I'm promoted by a fantastic promoter in Eddie Hearn. It makes my life a lot easier knowing that business is taken care of. What I'm told is the truth, and what I'm told is going to happen. And to be around Rob and the lads in the gym and be still involved in the sport, I've got no reason to think about hanging my gloves up yet.
Just finally, before this fight was announced, did you ever think about vacating that IBF title?
I thought about vacating the IBF title, yeah, but I needed to see what the other options were. If I vacate the IBF title, what am I going to do? And there wasn't any other options really immediately that sort of meant that I was going to fight on Sky Box Office in front of a massive audience in Britain. There was no other option. So I thought to myself, what better than to give Georgia Boy a whooping, earn a lot of money, earn the Lions' share of the money. Let me tell you, the Lions' share of the money comes to the champ, the thoroughly deserved champ, and it's great to be involved in a British world title fight that everybody's excited about, and to be rewarded for it.
All right, Carl Froch, thank you very much for talking to I from London, and we look forward to the build-up and then November the 23rd in Manchester.
Always a pleasure. We're going to shake hands or something, or kiss.
Kiss.
Okay.
I know you don't do that. KUGAN CASSIUS with Carl Froch here for I from London. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice one.